Australians love investing in property, including property listed on the ASX. But investing in infrastructure assets around the world is an opportunity that many may not be aware of. There are only a few infrastructure opportunities on the ASX, like Transurban or Sydney airports. But why not look globally? Why not Vienna Airport or Zurich Airport?
There is a big world of infrastructure opportunities out there. Not only traditional infrastructure assets like roads, ports and electricity grids, but also specialised infrastructure including mobile phone towers and satellites.
Infrastructure assets are a little bit like property in that they tend to last a long time and produce a steady cash flow. You tend to get a stable and reliable income stream and some capital growth so that inflation doesn't eat away at your savings. So with a limited number of property trusts on the ASX these days, investors can diversify their holdings by switching some of that money into global infrastructure opportunities.
One way in which infrastructure assets differ from property is that they have high barriers to entry. Infrastructure assets typically don't have many competitors. A city can have more than 1,000 office buildings, but it will only have one electricity grid. Nobody is going to build another electricity grid.
Infrastructure assets tend to be more resilient in an economic downturn. When times get tough, people still cross the bridge the same number of times. Bridge tolls don't go down, but property rents can.
Governments tend to control the prices that private owners of infrastructure assets can charge. The good side of this is governments typically allow for stable pricing, but with an inflation adjustment. You're getting a bit of an inflation hedge, which is good if you're living off the income.
VanEck offers an ETF of global infrastructure assets called the VanEck Vectors FTSE Global Infrastructure Hedged ETF. It trades on the ASX under the code IFRA. We hedge the currency exposure in this ETF. So even though the assets are offshore, returns aren't going to be impacted by volatile exchange rates.
We also do something that most fund managers don't do when hedging assets. There are complicated tax rules which you can use to stop the tax liabilities being volatile. They're a lot of hard work, so most managers don't use them. If you're considering a hedged fund, you should ask the manager whether they've made the TOFA hedging election. If they haven't, then your tax liabilities and maybe even your dividends will be volatile.
Global infrastructure can bring some stability to a portfolio and provide a steady income stream. This can be particularly attractive to more conservative investors and retirees. Please visit our website for an abundance of material on our ETF, including a detailed paper on the characteristics of investing in global infrastructure.